Back here on CBS Sports HQ, the NBA Cup Championship is tonight. It is the Spurs and the Knicks out in Vegas. San Antonio riding a 3-game win streak, and they beat OKC to get here, handing OKC only their second loss of the season. On the other side of the bracket, it's the Knicks who beat the Magic by double digits to get to the championship game. New York riding a 5-game winning streak of their own. It all comes to a head tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern out in Vegas. We're going to get some picks on this matchup with the one and only Tim Doyle. The hammer is out. Before we get into that, Tim, I just have to ask you, this is year 3 of the NBA Cup. We're going to have a unique champion again for the 3rd straight year. It was LA, then we had Milwaukee, and now it's either going to be San Antonio or New York. So 3-year check-in, how are we feeling about the NBA Cup?
Yeah, I think it's a legit question, and I think it's a success. You know, it's funny at this age, you start losing the grades, right? Even my wife will be like, well, what do you think of her? You think she's pretty? And I've come to a scale now, Jacqueline, where it's just pass or fail. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, 8.5 or 9 or like, we're not doing that anymore, okay? Pass or fail. The NBA Cup, a massive pass. Now, crazy to think where the Bucks are today, where last year they knock off the Thunder. And check out the score in that game. OKC only scored 81 points, and then you have LeBron James adding more to his legacy, winning the NBA Cup. So it's a pass because it's a Tuesday night, and we're talking about an NBA game that matters. It's hard to do. The season is so freaking long, 82 games, that how do you drum up some interest early in the year? So yes, the courts look weird and like you're kind of like, whoa, that's like a lot to take in, especially if you've had too many drinks or what else you've had. But I think it's been fun. I think it's building excitement. So pass or fail? I say pass.
All right, I don't know what you're doing when you're watching the NBA Cup. I'm just going to be hanging out on the couch with my cat, just some good old clean fun. All right, let's talk about San Antonio. Their best 25-game start since the 16-17 season. They just beat OKC, only OKC's second loss of the season. So how much are a threat are they to the Knicks, not only tonight, but then also beyond in a really bloated Western Conference?
Oh, wow. What a word. Bloated. Amazing. By the way, your mic is in no man's land. I have shirts like that I've had to get rid of because I'm like, 2 buttons is too many. It's like down here. And then 1 button, I'm getting like, your mic is kind of in that no man's land.
Fashion advice? Is that what's happening here, Tim Doyle?
It just seems like it looks uncomfortable. We'll talk about that later. Okay. As far as the Spurs, what we're watching right now is this transition from Chris Paul, LeBron James, James Harden, Kevin Durant, to the new age NBA, right? Like we saw OKC win last year. I bet you if you just ask people who watch the NBA every once in a while, and I've done it, who was OKC's best player? And I had someone say, the guy with the initials? I go, yeah, do you know his name? He goes, I don't. So, and that guy's the MVP of the NBA. I'm talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So you got a young core here, obviously headlined by Wemby. You see his last 2 games against the Knicks. Now, he's not at absolute full strength. He's not in the best shape of the season. He's missed extended period of time. But man, it was awesome to see him out on the floor. I just hope, Jacqueline, we get to see a full maturation of his career because he's missed a ton of games early on. And I think it's actually helped the Spurs in the long run. And now you couple them in there. Yeah, I think this team is a legit threat to win an NBA championship this year. Just ask the Thunder. So the Spurs, big if, Wemby stays healthy, they're a threat.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about all of the stats and records that he's put out there, and he hasn't even been completely healthy for some of a full season. If we go over to the Eastern Conference, we have the Knicks. They're on a roll, 9-1 in the past 10. So what is different to you about this version of the Knicks than we've seen in seasons past?
Well, I think in the Eastern Conference, no Jason Tatum, no Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, this was really like tailor-made for the Knicks to make the NBA Finals this year. So if it doesn't happen this year, like when is it actually going to happen? And now they're starting to gel. New coach there on the sideline and Mike Brown. And check out the last 5 games, 124 points. Looks like we always knew they were talented. I mean, last year, right, made a run in the playoffs. They've been kind of knocking at the door. But this is their window. Like, it's now or never for the Knicks. And now with those 2 stars on opposite Eastern Conference opponents being hurt, this is their time to thrive. You just have to wonder if Mike Brown can keep a Jalen Brunson fresher or more fresh late in the postseason, because we all know Tom Thibodeau loved to run those guys into the ground, play them 40-plus minutes, win every regular season game. That's why he's no longer on the sidelines there. But for the Knicks, if they're not winning in the next year or two, they're never going to win.
All right, let's get to some props for this game. We have two, starting on the Knicks side of things, and you got one for Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I mean, Brunson's been unbelievable. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I mean, he's clearly in the MVP conversation. The Knicks are winning games. There's excitement in New York. But his prop right now is 30 makes you a winner. I'm going to go under here. You see his past 4 games? The numbers are crazy. But did you see that full screen of the different bodies the Spurs can throw at him? Whether it's De'Aaron Fox, who's an excellent defender, he's long, a Castle, you got Wemby protecting you. How nice is it as a defender that you could be so aggressive that if someone drives, you're like, hey, big fella, waiting for you in the lane, blocking shots, rebounding. I'm not saying he's not going to have 25 points. I'm not saying this is an absolute lock. The hammer is not coming out here. But 30 makes you a winner? I'm sorry, I'm going to go under. Okay, so the hammer's not coming out for that one. We also have a Wemby prop. What do you like for him? Is the hammer coming out? Yeah, maybe you're starting to see kind of a theme here. Last year's final, we showed that full screen. 97-81. What are we talking about the NBA Cup? A meaningful game on a Tuesday in December. Right? When you think of playoff basketball, game starts to slow down. Game starts to get less possessions. More of a half-court game. I don't visualize this game, both teams scoring 112, 115 points. So, yes, I would love to see Wemby have an awesome performance, but I think this is going to be more like a throwback, a game that's in the maybe high 90s, low 100s. So I think the props are a bit inflated. I think this game does matter. It definitely matters to both these teams. When's the last time they won anything? I mean, the Spurs have been terrible ever since Tim Duncan has left. So to put a banner up to excite the fan base, and heck, the Knicks, they haven't put a banner up since 1973 in a championship. So, yeah, it matters. So I think these guys are going to guard. I think there's going to be great effort there. This has nothing to do with Wemby. I think this is more going to be about the pace of this game. So I'm going to go under for big fella as well. All right, so the Knicks favored by 2.5 over the Spurs. Game pick, what do you like? Yeah, I like the Spurs here, and the hammer is out. You beat the Thunder, and I know it was by 2 points or whatever. The Thunder have only lost 2 games this year. But in my eyes, I think it's OKC and everybody else. So the fact that they beat them in a 1 game, and that's what makes the NBA Cup so cool, is once you get into this like elimination style, like, they're gone. And just like they lost last year. So I think the Spurs are here to stay. Now, if Wemby wasn't playing in this game, I probably would have a different pick. But the fact that he is coming back, he looked fantastic against OKC, especially in the second half. And they have multiple guys that they can throw at Jalen Brunson. So if you like the Knicks in this game, you're going to need their others to step up in a big way, make shots. I just hope. I pray, Jacqueline, get Wemby over. You know how you like to do the Pilates? I also, you don't want to see this, okay? I can put this thing, I can do a full pretzel. I'm not going to show that right now, but we need Wemby to stay healthy. Because if Wemby is healthy, he's the next face of the NBA. I've been saying it for 3 years. Wemby, Cooper Flag is going to be the next transition in the NBA. So I think the Spurs get it done and win the NBA Cup. All right, Tim, we appreciate it. Showing off your athletic abilities, giving me fashion advice, and also giving us some picks, props, and storylines. He does it all, folks. Tim Doyle, we appreciate an NBA Cup championship preview. By the way, you can watch highlights of that game tonight right here on CBS Sports HQ.